Hey, it looks like we're live. So welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing game development in C. So I've done this a bit in the past, but I've used mainly STL, but I would like to try out Raylib. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. So I wanted to get into game development for quite a while. And yeah, so hopefully I actually get into it this time, because every time I start doing it and then I just stop. But yeah. So Raylib, I'm going to learn it. Firstly, by trying to build a Breakout clone. So Breakout is like an old game on the Atari or whatever. Here, I can actually show. So you can move the paddle like this, and then it's a ball. It's kind of like Pong. This one's a little wonky, but basically, there's blocks up there, and then when the ball hits them, it breaks, and if the ball goes past you, then you lose points or whatever. So that is what I'm going to be building today. So I got just a basic Raylib program, so we'll just initialize a window, and then draw it, clear the background, make it white. It'll draw just some text that says hello, and then we'll end drawing, and then close the window. So that's all you have to do. All you have to do is set it up, so I can build it, and then run it, and then we get a window, just like this. So it is quite simple. So yeah, basically, I'm going to need a paddle. So there's a few different ways to do that. I was looking at it. So we can draw a rectangle. We can do it either just passing the values like this. We could use two vectors for the positions. We could use a rectangle. And then there's some other ones here. So I might do... I think I'll probably do the vector ones. Vector 2s. So yeah, let's make a structure for the player. Let me actually... there we go. Player. Or this can just be maybe entity. Could be that. And this should have two vector 2s. So this will be the position, and then vector 2 of the size. So that's what we'll have. And then we'll just initialize a player. Just quick and dirty. Player. No, it's actually entity, not player. Entity player. And then, so the position, that'll be width and height. So I defined just some macros up here for the height. So width divided by 2, and then height divided by 2. And I'll actually make it a bit more clear. So this will be dot height. Height equals that, and then width equals that. Okay, and then dot size. This one, it's still width, but it's really the position. Actually, I think this is actually x and y. Yeah, because that is what it is in the vector. So x is the width, so that will just be 20 for now. And then dot y will be the height. I'll set it all to 20. And then instead of drawing the text, I'm going to draw a rectangle. This one right here. Draw a rectangle rec. So if I can paste that in here. Alright, so we need a color. So it comes with a bunch of pre-built colors, so I'll just use black for now. And then the rectangle, actually I grabbed the wrong one. I wanted the vector one. So we'll do player dot position, and then player dot size. And that should, if I did everything right, draw a rectangle. And I did forget a semicolon. Okay, so now if I run this, and there we go. Now we have a rectangle on the screen. So it's not directly in the middle because you have to subtract the width and whatnot. Hey there, how are you doing? How are you doing? So now I'll make this something like 100. So it'll look more like a paddle. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then I think I'll set the height to initially be just height minus height divided by 10, something like that. So it'll be more towards the bottom. And there we go. That looks pretty good. So now I need a way to move this. So I think there is let's see, something input like key. Let me see. I don't remember what it is called exactly. Is key pressed? Yeah, so you can basically check this and it returns a boolean. Yeah, so we just is key pressed, and then you have different keys. So we'll do this before the drawing. Is key pressed? And then what are the different keys? Vivid all keys. Let me look at that. Core input keys. Yeah. No. Alright, so this isn't. Is there just a list of the keys? Yeah, just like I could probably find it in that code. So key. There we go. Yeah, right here. So I'll probably use okay, A and D. So just key A. I think that's what it was. Yeah, key A. so we'll do an if statement on this. If that, then basically what I want to do is player dot pose dot x plus equals 1. Actually, is this minus? I'll do plus equals, and then I'll change it if it's wrong. And then d minus. Alright, something like that. So now if I run it, alright, yeah, so it is a little slow. And it is the wrong way, so I do need to switch these around. So I'll just change this. I thought so. Alright, so I can do that. Oh yeah, so it is pretty slow, as you can see, like that. And actually, I think there is key down or something like that. Yeah, is key down. So I think that's the one that I want to use instead. Is key down. Yeah, because you don't want to have to press it each time. And then there we go. So now it's actually a little too fast. So I think I'll just make a macro, sure. Speed is actually separate. So speed, and that will be just something like whoops. Yeah, I think like 0.2, something like that. And then we can just multiply by speed. Times speed. Something like that. Alright, so if I build that and run it, then there we go. Yeah, so that is a bit better. And I can adjust the speed later once the actual gameplay comes in. Okay, so now we need a ball. So that can be another entity. So maybe I will make this a function. So basically just so return an entity and then just init entity. Alright, so we need x, or it can be, is it a float? I think it is a float x and then float y, and then float width and float height, something like that. And then we'll just basically do this same thing here. So there we go. And this one's and then we can just return entity. And for this is the width. Here's the height. And then for this, yeah, we just want to do x and y. Okay, something like that. And then it'll be a bit easier to initialize. So, let's do entity player equals entity. And yeah, so the x is width divided by 2. Height divided by 2, or height minus height divided by 10. That is what I was doing before. The width was 100, and that was 20. So there we go. So now we can initialize an entity. And that should still work. Okay. Yeah, and it's all working. So now we can also do the ball. So this will just be the ball that bounces back and forth. So init entity, and for now we'll do width divided by 2, height divided by 2, and then we'll just make it 10 by 10. I think that would look pretty good. So I don't actually draw it. So I need to draw that here as well. So instead of player, I'll just use ball. And it can be black as well. Alright, there we go. And now we do have a ball. It's kind of small though. I think I will make it 20 by 20. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. So now we need it to move. So the physics of it, I had it open. So I think it just goes straight down initially. So I can do that. Just do ball dot y plus equals 1 times speed. Something like that. So, alright, that does not work because it's dot position. Alright, so now, yeah, and then it just goes down. It doesn't collide with anything. So we need a way to check if there is collision between two things. So I think I can use a function for that. Okay. So a bool, check collision. And yeah, we'll just take entity, probably a pointer to it. So E1, E2, whoops, E2, and then yeah, we'll just check the positions and see if they collide, and then if they do, then we'll just return true. So return false by default. And basically, if E1, let's see, I forget exactly, E1.pose.x greater than or equal to, yeah, I need to think about how it is, but basically, E.pose.x, or, let's see, so greater than, be there, then y, greater than as well, y. So that's not exactly right. So we need to check on all counts. So we need to actually subtract the width from it. Yeah, this part always confuses me. Math. Okay, so I need to think about it. I might need to draw it. I can just do if check collision. Ball. Let's do player and ball. Then just let's just return one. Alright, so it's not work because yeah, it needs to be pointed to them. Yeah. Okay. So we don't use it. Why? Oh, because it's like that. There we go. Okay. Alright, and now, yeah, so it just crashes instantly, because it is not complete yet. So maybe I won't return it, I'll just hit print. Lie. So I can check. I know it's not. Yeah. Alright, so that is kind of spamming. Alright, so if let me try to draw it actually. GIMP. Okay, so bam. Okay, so something like so this is the window. I'm not gonna actually use a rectangle. So this is 0, 0, right there. And this is, yeah, I'll just use like 100. I can't draw very well. 600, there we go. And I could use the text, but whatever. Alright, so that is sort of how it works. So if we do, if we have the paddle here, and the ball here, so we need to check, if this part, so this is the 0, 0 of the ball, we need to check if this corner of it is there. Alright. Okay. So position X. So that's this. Then yeah, so that is right here. So if we subtract from it, it would go that way. So we need to add the width. So yeah, we need this one as well. Okay, something like that. And then yeah, so let me do it like this, so it'll be easier to modify. Okay. And so now, here's the ball. So the position on X is here. Let me get a different color. That one's not work. Blue. Alright, so this is the position when we get the position on X, and this is that one. So we need to add to it the height of it, or that's for the Y. So we need to add the width to here. So plus E2 size X, which is the width. Okay, actually we have yeah, it is a X. All right, so plus that, and then that will get us this corner. Oh, actually it's this one right here. Okay, because that's what we're worrying about. So the X, we need to worry about that. So all right, if this one is the same as this, so greater would be this way. Okay, something like that, and then we need to get this size here. So this can be plus 1 size X, something like that. Okay, so we are comparing both the corners. All right, so I think we need to use and here, because we want if this is true and that is true, or this is true and this one is true. Actually, that's not exactly right because we're not doing or here. So really, we just need and for all of them. Yeah, no or. All right, something like that. And then this one, we need to do the same thing, but for the Y. Let's see what happens now. All right, because this needs to be a dot. And here as well. Whoops. Dot. There we go. And all right, so yeah. All right, so we can check that. And then for this, the Y, let me undo all those. So the Y is going to be here. So initially it is right there, so we'll need to add to it to go right there. So we need to add the height. Okay, just plus E2 size height. And that would get this corner of it. Okay. And then this one, we don't need to add to it because we're checking this. Alright, so I'm trying to check collision with this this face of it, not the sides. So, can do that. Okay. Might only need one for it then. Let's see. Alright. And I did it again. Remembering height because it is Y. Alright, and then yeah, so it still didn't work. Okay. So let me alright, so the position X, which is here, greater than this one. So I actually want less than. Yeah, because if it's greater than, that means this is over here, right? So we need less than. Okay. And then for this one, it's where we E1 position X. Alright, so that is here. Plus that. So that's all the way over here. Okay. Right here. So that is the position that we're looking at. What are you coding? I'm making a Breakout clone, Breakout game. Breakout, in C. Yeah, no, just Breakout. This game. Old game. Atari game. Okay, so I'm trying to check the collisions right now between the ball and the paddle. Okay, so no, I don't need that open. I need this one. So we have this edge of it. Okay. And then greater than. That one is greater, so that's here. Alright, so let me see. Alright, so we did get collide. We didn't want that though. But I think that's because this one. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so that is pretty close. We actually want to check equal though. If it's equal to that, then maybe not. Okay, let me just put that back. Actually, because it was, I think, right, something like that. I Capcorn followed. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so we got that now. So it collides. It's just once it drops down there. So we need an extra check for if it is past this one. So yeah, we just need one more. I know only Python. Well, that's okay. Gotta start somewhere. You can learn more languages as you go. Good to know one though, at least. You know, a lot of people don't know any. Okay, so for this, E2. So we'll do E1, pose.y, and we'll compare it to E2 pose.y. Alright, so we need to compare that. So the .y is here and here. So we want to check if this one. Yeah, okay. So we want to check if it is greater than that one. I think that is what we want to do. So to get this one, we need to, whoops. To get this part, we need to add the height to it. Right here. So plus E1 size dot y. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, something like that. R2, so it is not R2, it is E2. Oops, E2, there we go. And then I just have E, so that needs to be E1. There we go. And now, okay, so it still does that. Does it stop printing? Let me do. Okay. Yeah, I think it does stop printing. So I think it just says that a bunch of times when we get there. Not a fan of C, but I like coding. Why are you not a fan of C? Why not? So, Let's also check if ball.pose.y is greater than height. Then let me just see. That I can do. Alright, just to see if it goes past the bottom. Alright, so it will do that. So we just want to actually reverse. We'll revert. Well, actually, we do want to crash when we do that, I suppose. Or at least end the game. For now, we'll just crash. So just something like that. It will end. There we go. So we can check that. And then we now want to... Whoops, I accidentally just closed the whole thing. So give me a sec. Okay. Okay. Why you stop right allocator? Well, I want to work on some other things as well. So I'm going to get back into it. I'm not done with it, but I like to jump around between things. So, you know, this one will be that. Maybe the next stream or the one after that, I'll go back to the allocator. I do want to do some more research before I continue with that, because there is a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn with that. But I'm not done with it. It is still active. Okay, so it crashes there. So let me just, when we do this, we will just reverse the, yeah, C is life, C is love. Yes. So we'll just reverse the, not player, the ball, pose.y equals -1. Alright, something like that, and that should reverse it. It is ball. Okay, and it did not work. Because, yeah, I actually want the speed of it. So, I'll make ball speed. So instead of player speed, we will have ball speed. So it's float ball speed, so it's not a constant. And I will just set it to speed initially, and then in the loop, speed. Ball speed. And then we need to actually modify the ball speed. So yeah, we can just change the, instead of this, we can change the speed. Oops, ball speed is that. Alright, so, I do that, then, speed equals negative ball speed. Okay, so, because, I actually modified the wrong place. This one needs to be modified. Ball speed. There we go. Okay, and now, there we go, and it did actually bounce. And then we need to add one more check, for if it is less than the height. No. If it is, yeah, if it's less than 0, then we just want to do the same thing as when we hit the pad. Equals negative ball speed. Alright, whoops. Speed, okay. So, if I do this now, it should just bounce back and forth. And then if it hits the bottom, it will crash. Okay, something like that. So that's pretty good. Alright, and then we can get it stuck if we do that. Which isn't particularly good. But it does actually work pretty much as intended. I think the ball speed, I want to make it a little slow. Maybe it should be faster. Alright, well that's good for now. So now we need to also, we need to not only change the speed on the Y, but also on the X. So maybe the ball speed should be a vector 2. So yeah, we can have the dot X equals 0 initially, dot Y equals speed minus 0.1, something like that. Yeah, and then we can change ball speed dot Y here. And here as well. So this should act the same. And I did mess something up. So, okay, this needs to be a comma. Alright. 1, okay, yep. I can just, no. No. Actually, the issue is because of ball speed dot y. Okay. And there we go. Yeah, so now it acts the same. We need this as well. So I'll clean this all up, but for now. And then, yeah, so that will just be 0, so it won't change anything. But we could change the x now. So if we set it to like speed minus 0.1f, then it will move diagonally. And there we go. Yeah. So that is getting pretty close. Yes, I agree with everything. Everything that you said there. Yes. C is very, very good. Also, learning assembly at some point also is very well, or at least being able to work with it to some capacity. Okay. So yeah. Now I need to check. I need to check this for all of it. So now for the x as well. So I'm thinking, what if I make an entity. Could I do that? Maybe. Let me try it. So just an entity. I can actually entity window for the window. Init entity. It says width, height, and 0 and 0. Actually is that no, actually I want 0, 0 width and height. Then I can easily check the collision. And also this allows me to test my collision. Yeah, instead of doing this, I can do if check collision for, let's see, the ball and the window. And I actually want to check if not. Then out of bounds. Let me try that. So if I do something like that, let's see what happens. Okay, so it did actually go out of bounds. So what if I just do y equals, just times equals -1, and then same with x. Something like that, and let's see what happens now. Okay. Yes, I'm just gonna go back and forth like that. Okay, and then I do need a way to check if it is below the bottom. So, because then we want to do something different, depending on which side it hits. So, I'll just add a check before we check the collision. So it's just an extra one. So if ball.y is less than 0, then we can just do ball speed.y. Oh no, actually we'll just crash. And there we go. It is dot position. Also, let me initialize this with 0 again. Alright, and now alright, and it should alright, so that was actually wrong. Because I want to check let me check the height instead. I checked the wrong one. So there we go, and it crashes. Alright, so it still does, that is good. But then it should just bounce off of there and any other side. Alright, so yeah, now I need I'll just make a starting value. Something like that. Actually, maybe that'll be 0 then. So and then yeah, it should bounce like that. Okay. Yes, that's not exactly ideal behavior, but I think it will work for now, and then I can implement more proper physics later. Yeah, because like you want to change depending on which wall it hits. You did it in 30 minutes. Made this, yes, in 30 minutes. I had like a simple template set up before, but everything else, yeah. Raylib is very good framework or library, whatever you want to call it. Okay, yeah. Alright, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I can improve it later, but for now this will work for testing. So very good. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's not very much right now. So yeah, now we need to initialize the blocks that go at the top, which you break. Hence breakout. So ball speed. Yeah, some of this stuff can be abstracted away, but for now I'll leave it like this. Let me just add some separation. but it's easier to read. So here's the key presses. Yeah. Ball speed. Player ball collision. And then, yeah, this is just actually ball window collision. Just so I know which stages are for what. And then emit. Okay. So yeah. So that is sort of the structure. And then now, yeah, so we need another entity. Well, we're gonna have a batch of entities. Because it's not just gonna be one. So yeah, maybe I could have yeah, I'll make like a for loop. Let's do that here. For I is less than let's see, it's not really enemies, but that's what I'll maybe just block count. You have a job or it's just a hobby? Well, I'm in school right now. And I do plan to work as a programmer in the future for a job. But for now, it's just really a hobby kind of thing. Yeah, so block count, so I will need to define that. Block count. I'll do 20 for now. Okay, and then we just need to initialize all the blocks. So, and then we need to draw it as well. So I think we can draw it in here. Okay, so we can just make a new entity. Block equals init entity. Okay, so we need to change the width and height can always be the same. So I'll just do 20 20 for now. But the x and y do need to change. So for the x, let's do 10, or I will use I, 10 times I. And then for the y, that can probably be the same for now at least. Something like 20. So I can do that, initialize that, and then use block in here. Okay, block. And let's see what that does. Okay, so it did draw that. I need a bit more of a gap between them. So, 10 times I. Like 30. There we go. Yeah, so that is a bit more like what I wanted. Except, so that's the x. So I think I want it to be a little bit wider than it is tall. And then I do have to change it. So, 35 will be 5 pixel space. Yeah. And I don't want to start, actually. I don't want to start there. So maybe times I, maybe just like plus, this is just a random number, plus 30, something like that. And then it won't start all the way at the edge. Yeah, so that looks pretty good. And then we do need a way to check the collision between each of these. And actually, this is doing it every frame, so maybe that's not ideal. But, so we need to do that a bit different. I want to really do it here, to generate all the enemies. So we might need to use an array, actually. We could make like an enemy stack, push the entities onto the stack, and then, well, actually, it doesn't really need to be a stack. It can just be an array, but we need to push onto it, and then we can just iterate through it and draw it there. And we don't have to initialize them each time. We just have to draw them. Yeah, something like that could work. And then it'd be easier to access them as well. Yeah, okay, that sounds like a good idea. So, okay. Basically, I need to make, so the block count can be, let's do a stack. So, entity, let's see, block stack, which is block count in size. That is the number of enemies that we have. And then, we can just use the I as the index here. Yeah, that'll be fine. So instead of drawing the rectangle, we'll just set block stack I equals block. Something like that. So stack I. Oh yeah, because the entity is not defined yet, so we need to actually go down. Alright, something like that. And now, alright, so I'm assuming it worked. So now we can iterate through them, and then I will just draw them. Maybe I'll use IP instead as well, so it's safer. Block count. I++, and yeah, here as well. Something like that. Alright, and then I would just draw rectangle V, and we want block stack I dot pose dot x. Yeah, and then same thing. Block stack I. Maybe I'll make. Yeah, maybe just like an entity enemy. Then it can be a pointer even equals it would be block stack I. And then we don't have to type it out every time. And I have caps lock on, and it messed everything up. Alright, I, something like that. And then use enemy position, and enemy position dot y, enemy size. Actually, that's not how I have to do it. I have to do pose and enemy size, and then the color, so it's black. Okay, something like that. And whoops. Let me see if that works. So it should draw them all to the screen. And there we go. Yeah, that is a bit nicer because now we have a way to access them all. So we can also check collision between the ball and the enemy. And then I can just print F. Collided. Yeah, so that does happen on each frame, but I kind of have to do that. So, yeah, they collide if I can get them to. Alright, collided. Yeah, so that did actually work. So then we just want to destroy. Yeah, we just want to remove that element from there. So we do need a way to check. We need a way to check if it is null. So enemy equals null. Then we don't want to do this because that would cause problems. But then here we can just check set block stack I equal to null, and then it will just be removed entirely. Yeah, I think something like that should work. Okay. Yeah, so maybe this needs to be a pointer actually. So something like that. And now, yeah, then we don't need this. And let's see. So, okay. And all the blocks are not there, so it did not work. Because, okay. I get rid of this. Oops. Okay, so is not equal. That's what I want to check actually. Alright, it only drew one. Okay, so yeah, that's not good. Alright. So, enemy is not equal null. Oh, you know what? It's because, yeah, because they're all the same now. So, yeah, so that's not going to work out. Because it can only create one. Yeah, so maybe I will go back and then think about it a different way. Alright, so... Alright. Draw that. Alright, and so that should still work then. And then, yeah, check the collision set. Enemy and ball. Then, yeah, collide. Alright, so basically, that is not right. Basically, I want it to collide. We need a way to uninitialize it from the thing, and also want to bounce the ball. So I think it might make sense to actually that only changes on the Y. Yeah, I think that might make sense to make a function for that. Maybe not yet though. I'll just do this. Ball speed dot y equals negative ball speed y. Yeah, we're now. And then if I make them collide, dang. Alright, it always goes in that corner. And then, yeah, they collide, it should bounce away. Alright, yeah, so now we just want to destroy it before it bounces away. So we need to remove it from the array. But we still need to be able to iterate through the array. So, and it could be at any index in the array. So what if we just replace it with an empty one that doesn't exist? Yeah. Well, that could be a temporary solution. So then we can just set what stack I equals init entity 0, 0, 0, 0, something like that. Yeah. So then let's see. We also don't want the player to be able to go out of bounds, so we need to fix that as well. Okay, so then it destroyed it. Oops. Alright, and I failed. Yeah, let me make it so the player can't go out of bounds really quickly, because that's a good thing to do, and also it's not very hard. So basically, we can just do this, and then in here actually, and player.pose.x is less than width, and player.pose.x greater than 0, and we can do that. So then that should constrain us like that. And actually I need to change that because the A only goes to the left, so that is the 0. And then this one we need to check the width. Alright. X is less than width. Alright, yeah, we don't need to check this one here because there is no point. Okay, and let's see now. So yeah. Right, so I guess I mess it up. Because this needs to be the opposite, so 0. Okay. Right. Not work. Alright. So do I need to actually less than the width? I might need to add to it as well. Plus player.size.x. Or it might be minus. I can just find out. Alright, and now that's that there, and no. So let me try minus then. There we go. Yeah, that is better. Yeah, so now you can't go out of bounds. That is what I want. Okay, so that is actually most of the game. Yeah, so it just bounces there, and then it removes that. So we need obviously better physics. And then also better physics is pretty important because it kind of just goes in the same place every time. And then also a score, and then instead of crashing when it goes to the bottom, just kind of reset the score or something like that. I don't know what it does in the actual Breakout game, but I don't think it matters too much. That can be my game. It doesn't have to be an exact clone. I think I can commit some of these though to the repo. So let's see. Implemented most of the basic features of the game. I need a readme as well. Okay. Let's go back into here. So I think we can also typically in the game you're gonna have multiple layers of these, so it's not just gonna be on the X, it's also gonna be on the Y. So I think if I make it just a little bit wider, so let me just make that actually a thing. So basically define block width, and so if I make it like 40, then when I'm drawing the blocks in here, I can use block width. The height doesn't matter so much because it's going to be always the same. But here we actually have to use it, so this can be then block width And let me see now. How does that look? Shoot. Does this need to be plus? Alright, I think I mixed something up. Yeah, that's not right. So, block width. Maybe this needs to be so it needs a little bit larger gap. So alright, so this is just the offset, initial offset. This is the actual size, so it needs to be okay. No. What was I doing before that? Let me go back before I put that in. Alright, so that is 30. Okay. So this can be block width. This can be block width. This can be block width plus 5. Alright, let's see. So, actually needs to be plus 5. Like this. Okay. So build it again and run this, and there we go. So, yeah, we need to change the offset a little bit. So, this could maybe be 30, or no, 30 instead. Because I want it to be kind of centered. Maybe it could be 0. Do I not need the same? Uh-huh. Maybe I need to make the block width smaller, so I'll make it. Let's see. So it was 35 before. Let me put it back to 35. And, okay. That might not actually work because, yeah. So, yeah, that, whoops. Just kind of mess around until it looks right, kind of thing. Maybe it's fine as for it. Because I don't think there was any out of bounds. Yeah. So, here, let me count how many I have. So, 1, 2, 3. So it looks like there might be 1 out, unless I miscounted, but, for now, that's fine. For now, that is fine. So, yeah, I'll make a score. So it's actually really easy to draw text. So, let's do draw text. That's literally all you have to do. And then you can put something in here. And then also you need the location of the text. So, let me actually look at the draw text. Draw text. So, not image. Not draw texture either. I will get to textures later on. But draw text. So, yeah. Hey Buford, how are you doing? Yeah, so I'll just use the regular draw text for now. So you put the text in there, and then shoot. Okay. Let's see. Draw text using default font. Using font and additional parameters. Font and additional. Okay. Yeah. Worked on my final project. Nice, nice. I'm making a Breakout clone in C. That is what I'm working on right now. What is your final project? If you can talk about it. Alright, so just some text in there, and then position Y, so I'll do 0, 0 for now. The font size can be 20. And the color, I will just make it, maybe I'll make it red. Smartwatch in C. Ooh, that sounds very interesting. Yeah, there we go. So that is the score. So that's actually like the perfect size. Just make it like 5. And it'll be indented a little. Yeah, that looks pretty. I think that actually could work for the score to be written down. So then we can use S printf, I think. I think you can do this. It might not work. So just put like this. I'm using too much Rust. Alright, something like that. And then put the score. And we can just make a score. It should just be an integer. Set it to 0. And it should draw 0. So, alright, so SPNF. Oh, yeah. That's not how you use SPNF. So I'm actually stupid. Basically we need the score string. Score stir. And then we need to write to it. So, F score stir. I don't need the new one. And actually I need the score stir to go first. And then put the score in here. And then put that in. Score stir. Something like that. It might not be, yeah, uninitialized, so. Yeah, so I might need to do something like this. I can just do like that. And I need std with an arch user. Yes. Arch. Arch. Yes, triple arch. Yes indeed. So let's see what happens now. So 0. Alright, yes. So that is good. Whoops, I accidentally opened that. So now I need the score to go up whenever we collide here. So we need to do score plus equals 1. And then the score should go up. There we go. So we got 2 there because it hit 2 at the same time. That's alright. And then we hit 1, we get 3. Breakout game? Cool. Yes, indeed. Yes. Breakout game in C. And I'm using Raylib. Yeah. Haven't really used Raylib before, so I'm just trying to learn it. As well as just game development in general. So. Yeah, so now we have that score. Good progress already. Yes, indeed. Alright, and maybe this can actually be, score. Like that. Whoops. Actually, I think I messed something up because. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So, now it says score like that, and I spelled score wrong. Sakura. There we go. And now it says score. So, instead of doing this, I can just do score 1, 2, 3. It won't be larger than that. And it actually crashes if I do that, so I can't do that. Alright, never mind. Okay, so. Yeah, and then I'll just make the score go down 1 if it hits the bottom instead of crashing. So I can do that. Score minus equals 1. I don't know if that's how it's actually handled in the Breakout game, but it doesn't really matter. Because, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so then it went down. So, if there's no more blocks, then we need to do stuff. Need to do things. So, how can we detect if there's no more blocks? So we have the array. So I suppose, really I need, I could, just trying to think, trying to consider possible evidence. Yeah, so for now, right now, to destroy it, we just set it to basically an uninitialized entity in the array, which isn't ideal because I don't really have a way to check then. So maybe I could make another structure. This could be block. So this has entity in it, which is just the info essentially. I'm gonna just call entity. And then it also has a flag, or just a boolean, which is destroyed. Yeah, something like that. And then instead of being entities, it can be blocks, so an actual block stack. And then when we do this, so enemy, yeah, so right here, so block, we can have entity is init entity, and then dot is destroyed equals false by default, something like that. And then yeah, set it equal to the block. But this needs to be a block though. And then here, the block is that. Oh yeah, and it's gonna be enemy block. Any entity rather. And then this can actually be set to left I. Dot is destroyed equals true. Okay, and then we can, instead of drawing it, we can just do if enemy dot is destroyed. Actually we need to do is not destroyed. Then we will draw it. Like that. Alright, something like that. So let's see what errors we get. Okay, yeah, so we need to check that. That is in the enemy. This is enemy entity position. Entity dot size. Okay. And this needs to be common. So I don't know if you can initialize them like that. Might not work. And alright, so let's see. So did that, and then does it get destroyed? Okay, it does, but the score went up a lot. So because it still actually exists. That is the thing. So I do need to do that differently. Yeah, so basically I think I can just do this. Yeah, something like that. And then it should not be checking that. Yeah, there we go. And then they are more easily, we can easily check if they are destroyed. So then we need to basically just, we could also make a counter for is destroyed. So I still like this, but also, yeah, I can just have, along with this, so we can have XXT is destroyed equal to 0 first, or maybe destroyed count equals that, and then just iterate that here. Destroyed count plus plus, and then just if before we do anything, if destroyed count greater than or equal to block count, then just return 1. So if you destroy all of them, and it'll just crash for now. Okay. So that is a bit hard to check, but let me just, instead of just make this 1, and then you just have to destroy 1. So it is in the corner though, so I don't know if it's even possible to get over there with the current physics system. But we'll find out. Maybe it's not. Yeah, it's probably not. Maybe I could just let it bounce on its own then. Yeah, it's just gonna be stuck forever. I definitely need to work on that. Let me set it equal to 0 then, and it should just crash instantly. Yeah, alright, so I'm assuming that works then. Maybe. No. Yeah, so then if I just destroy 1, then I can check it. And it crashed. Alright, perfect. So that is what I want for now. I can make this 1-9 as well. Okay. So, yeah, that is actually a lot of the game done already. So most of what I need now is physics, better physics, and then multiple layers of this. So the way I could do that, let's see. So if I do, there's a few different ways. do divided by. Basically, we need, if we had 3 layers of it, 3 layers. Then I could loop for 3, and then it would have to be maybe 2 layers, because then it could be even. So I could do something like 4. This can be layers. 0, well, layers is less than 3, 2, layers plus plus. Okay, yeah, and then that will just do 2 iterations in here. And then instead of block count, we can do block count divided by 2. So maybe I can make another one. Iterations and set it for 2. And then we could use that as well. So iterations. Iterations. Okay, something like that. Then it should draw more than 1 layer. So then this could be, let's see, where do I actually I want to do that here. Yeah, when we're initializing it. So I think I did this in the wrong place then. Because that I think we can just loop through, because just it doesn't really matter because they're all in the same thing. So this, whoops, that is what I want to do there, and then here can just be a regular loop. Whoops, I actually messed that up. So that needs to be indented. All right. Yes, we can just loop through one time with this, like that. But this one needs to be divided by 2, divided by iterations, rather. And then here, this is the y, so it can be 20. And then we can do, let's see, so it needs to be something like this. 20, actually the block, wait, let's see, actually, we need a block height now, so let's make a block height. Block height, and I'll do 20, because that seems to be fine. This can be block height, and then this can be block height, so we have the height, times, layers, plus, what was, it was 20, I think, something like that. So then, yeah, it did not work. Okay, I think it's because this is 0, so let me just start it like that. Alright, so that was not it. So, block count. No, this needs to be equal to 0. Sorry, I messed up the whole thing. So less than that. Alright, let me try that. Okay, so that's almost there. So, why did that actually happen? Does that need to be that? Not quite. So we still have I, that is fine. Layers is less than iterations. And that's gonna be 3 though, so that's not good. So block count divided by iteration, that would be 20 divided by 2, so that should be 10. So we should do that twice. 0, 1, and then, yeah, so that would be twice. And then, times layers, so this would be 0 plus 20, so that, the initial one would be 20. Oh, but then I does get messed up. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so we do need to change the starting position. Yeah, I didn't consider that. Because we use I in here. So. Yeah. We only have half of them as well. Okay. So, what can I do about that? But then I gets reset here as well. So that is actually part of the issue at least. So yeah, so I can't really use it like that. For now, I could do this. This is really like I need a push function, which I can push that, but for now I can just do this. Actually can close equals 0 to start, and actually we can do something like that. All right, and now, okay, yeah, so they are on top of each other now, so I need to what height plus 5. Okay, yeah, so now we have 2 layers of it, and then we need to center it. So that is where this comes in. So that's not gonna work. Because yeah, so that puts it there. So how can I center it? I don't know. Maybe I can actually do. So we have 10 of them. Is that? I don't know how math works. It's really getting more complicated than it probably should be, but I can do something like that. Well, that's fine. The fens followed. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so that's pretty close, almost. So. I'm just gonna get it to where it looks pretty close, and then I'll follow it. For now. That looks pretty close to me. Yeah. So maybe I could even increase it. Increase the number again. So instead of 20, I can do like 40. And okay, yeah, and then that messes everything up. But yeah, so that is where I can get rid of this. Yeah, and then it fills up the whole screen. So that is better, I think. Okay. I do need to rework this so that it looks good with any number then. I need to do some math. Not very good at math, by the way. Okay. This is a functional game, though. I don't think it's possible to win because the physics are so messed up, but you can play it. That's what matters, right? I think so. I think I'll increase the ball speed as well. Maybe just like that. Yeah, okay, now it's a little faster. Okay. Yeah, that is pretty cool then. So can I increase the number of layers as well? So this is layers, really. Make it 4. So it's gonna mess it up, but yeah, it does work. And then I need to, yeah, double this. 8. And then it looks good. Yeah, that was pretty good. This looks like how the game looks. Okay. That was kind of weird how it bounced up off the wall. But that does happen sometimes. So yeah, I definitely need to work on the physics. Okay, so basically I think what I can do, right now, if it encounters any wall, it changes both the X and the Y. I think I just need to change, like, if it's one of the horizontal walls, then just change the X. Yeah, change the X. And if it's a vertical wall, then change the Y. Something like that. Yeah, I think so. So, whoops. Did not mean to do that. So, let's see. Yeah, then I can just get rid of the window there, because that is, I'm not really going to use it. So, Basically, dot pose dot y is less than 0, then stop. I'll just do that for now. And then yeah, check the x is greater than, wait, stop, stop, stop. All right. Yeah. So basically, I want to do it is the y, then do ball speed dot y equals -1. And here I want to do that as well. I'll just leave it like this for now. Equals -1. Okay. That might not work actually. So I need to actually do that. It is okay. Alright, yeah, and then here do that, and here we can do the same thing but with the x. I just put -1. And here as well. Something like that. Then I can get rid of this. And let's see what happens now. So does that. And then if it bounces off a wall, yeah. Alright, so that is a bit better already. Yes. Alright. Yeah, it's still not perfect, but it is much, much better. So. Alright, yeah, that's pretty good. That is obviously a problem. Don't want to do that. So I think I need to change what happens if it actually hits the bottom. Maybe it should like reset. So I would need like the initial game state and then just reset to that if something happens. Or at least reset the ball. So maybe I could have an initial ball position. So we create the ball, we initialize the ball. Yeah, so I'll just for now do ball initial position dot x equals so I'll just have it as width divided by 2, and then dot y equals height divided by 2, and then pass that as the parameters here. And dot y. Something like that, and then just reset it. For now, that will work. Sorry, mess it up. Forgot semicolon. Okay. So yeah, now it should work all the same. And then if it encounters the ground, just reset it to have the initial position. I think that would work. Let me change this as well to breakout. Okay, so that should be pretty easy. So let's see, which one is it? So it's the y here. Yeah. So basically, ball dot pose dot x equals ball initial pose dot x. Then same thing with y. There you go. Dot y. Dot y. Okay, something like that. So then it should just kind of reset the ball. Yeah. Yeah, but we don't want to actually do that. So I think we can just not change the ball speed dot y. And that should work fine then. So yeah, it just resets. It's not exactly ideal. Should probably reset the player as well. I don't know. I should probably actually play the game and see how it is handled in the actual game, but I don't really want to do that. But yeah, it does make the score go down. So I think that is fine. This is better because then it doesn't bounce around on your paddle. You can still do that, because of the way that collisions work. But I'm not too worried about that. It's actually kind of satisfying to play. Yes. I don't know, it might be possible to beat it. Yeah, and it just crashes if you destroy all of them. So I mean like a game over screen and then reset option. Yeah. Yeah, it likes to go in the same places. Let me see. Took out a lot there. I really want to beat it now. Very close. Oh yeah. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. Mm, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely need to change it so it bounces different direction based on the side of the panel that it hits. That would be a good idea. Because then you get a lot more control over it. Because right now it has to bounce off the wall to change the X, which is not great. There's only 3 left. I don't know if it is possible. Ooh, okay. Almost got it, almost got it. There we go. And it didn't crash, which is not good. So, definitely mess something up. Ooh, there might be some on the outside. Yeah. Let me actually change the block count to 60. And let's see. So, yeah, and then change the offset in here. And let's see what happens. So, yeah. So that is all of it properly. I think I need block width. Okay, let's see. And now, yeah, not quite that. So block width divided by 2. That's not right. So, man, how could I get it to be centered? So I think maybe I need to change this one. I don't know, I need to work on this and see. Ooh, that doesn't work quite right. Let's see, what? So plus 5 times I plus that. That's pretty close. Hmm. I'm just gonna call that good for now. I will work on it. But I feel like they're kind of far apart now. I think it does work though. So, yeah, it should be possible to beat now. Yeah, so there's 60 of them. So the highest score is 60, highest possible score right now. Okay, that's pretty good. I will commit this. Oops. Added layers to the block generation and fixed some physics stuff. Okay, so that should be up there now. Yeah. All right, perfect. So let's see, what else can I work on? All right. The score, maybe it should be a different color. Could it be blue, perhaps? Yeah, right here, so just blue, maybe? I don't know, I want to try it a couple different colors. See what looks good. Blue does look pretty good. Maybe I can even change the background color. Be like gray or something, instead of white. So why is it gray white? Let me try just gray, see what happens. So, yeah, maybe light gray. Yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. Okay, let me also look in here. So these are the keys. Do we have the colors in here as well? Ray white. Yeah, so ray white is a clitoral color. My own white. Ooh, okay, that is why. That makes sense. It's the color of the logo. Blank is transparent. Whoops. Okay, so can I do something with that? Not really. I don't think that's very useful. Right now, at least. Okay. This is actually a functional game, so that is cool. Let me actually just reduce the count. Block count, just make it like 20, something like that. It's not gonna look right, but I want to try to beat it and make sure it does work this time. So. Okay, it might actually, okay. Yeah. Kind of broken. Alright, and let's see. And there we go. Alright, so it did actually work. That is what I wanted to see. Alright, sure. Okay. So that's pretty good then. Pretty good. I could clean some stuff up, but I kind of wanted that once it's done. So what can I check right now? So this is, alright, this is hash if, all blocks are destroyed. And then this is the block rendering and deletion. Okay, that's what that is. Okay. Alright, so I should probably make a structure for the game. Maybe like the state of it. So that is where I can store all these things, really. Okay. Something like that. So just a kind of, extra, game. So we can have all these fields that I have in here. So destroyed count, block stack position. Maybe I don't want that one, but I do want the destroyed count. Destroyed count. Okay, what else? And I need the ball initial position. I can have that one as well. Ball initial position. And then I can have the ball speed in here as well. Ball speed. Okay, what else? And then, yeah, I can just move these into like an init game function. Whoops. Which will set them all up. Okay, init window. So player. Should I have the player in the game? In the game structure? I would have to change a lot, but I feel like it would be a good idea. For now I won't. And the ball as well. Score. So yeah, the score can be stored in there as well. I like the assign t this time instead of the integer that I was using. Okay, something like that, and then I can just have if game. Maybe just game equals init game, and just make a function game, and yeah, just kind of set all these up in there. So game is this. Something like that, and this is ball speed was that, and this is ball initial position is that, and then we can have score equals 0, and then what else do I have? So dot score, and then destroyed count equals 0, something like that. Okay, and then that should work, and then just return game. I feel like something is messed up because the indentation is not working. This needs to be equals, that is like, okay, something like that. Let's see what happens. So things variable game. Yeah, so that is undeclared. So I can get rid of this now and this. And then I need to change it. So where I use ball initial position, I need to use game.ball initial position. Okay, what else do I use? So then this is destroyed count. Game.destroyed count, okay. And then ball initial position is also reset in here. Let's see. In the ball one. So got that. Okay, and then score is also undeclared. So score. Okay. Ball speed is in there as well. So anywhere that I use that. So maybe I can query replace. So just do I need to select this to make sure I don't replace some of the already defined ones. Something like that. And then yeah. So just replace ball speed with game.ball speed. And there you go, something like that. And then, let's see, game.score. Yeah, that needs to be like that. Score is undeclared, so that is line 100. Game.score. Let's see. That is the issue with that. Vector 2. Yeah, that doesn't go in. It's completely messed this function up. Okay. Then ball speed is the same thing. Like copy paste it. And never do that. Okay. Ball speed and because it needs to be dot. Alright. And that is the same thing here. Alright, and there we go. And now it should all work. And the score goes up. Okay. Yeah. So actually I probably want to move everything pretty much into the game. And then we can store the different state in there as well if we need to reset stuff. Something like that could be good. Yeah, like an initial game state, and then yeah, I think that could be useful. But for now, I don't. It's not that big of a worry, considering the simplicity of the game. But for future game design. Okay. So that is pretty good. I'm probably going to be wrapping up the stream pretty soon. And I'm going to, yeah. So the next stream, probably the next stream, I'll finish this because it is pretty close to being done. Just a few finishing touches that need to be done. Yeah. It has been fun. So I'll probably commit this and then end off the stream. Whoops. Let's see. Added game stuff for better organization. Push that. Okay, and that should be up. And alright, looking good. So yeah, that's gonna be about it. I'll add a readme and then I'll end the stream. Let's see. Breakout C. Simple breakout game written in C using Raylib. Yeah, that's all I'll do for now, and then I can add setup and stuff once it is done. Added. Okay, yeah. And there we go. Alright, yeah, so that is going to be it for today. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.